Hey, it's Hunt. You found Hunt on Saints. We're talking black and gold football. Do us a favor. Hit the like button, share your comments below, and hit that subscription button so you can get all of our content. Enjoy. Question: do you feel any differently about the Saints offense in 2024 today than you did January 20th?
Because of Klint Kubiak. I mean, I got to feel
Yeah,
a
you've
little bit
got
better.
some staff shakeups, kind of a new direction.
Yeah, they had to try something. They had to shake it up because it just wasn't working. I mean, and they did exactly like what they said they were going to do. They were going to make the changes, the right changes. On paper, it looks great. It really does. I mean, and Klint Kubiak under the Kyle Shanahan tree, he'll get to bring in his own guys on that offense and to new offense. It truly is a new offense outside of the tight ends coach, Jari Evans, and two other assistants. And it's going to be his staff. He'll bring in all those guys that you've seen already that they were going to, he said they were going to hire. And you better hope it works out. I mean, I told you, if it goes south this year, they're going to be looking for an entire new staff after, the 2024 season. But I do feel better. I feel better because I think that maybe there's a way that, he gets to Derek Carr, and Derek Carr can, adjust his game a little bit, do things differently. The offense is a little more sustainable for the 17-game season, and they just stay on the same page, the entire offense. And I think with an innovative mind like, Klint Kubiak, it should happen.
I've seen a lot of mock drafts that have pegged Brock Bowers to the Saints in the first round, tight end out of Georgia. I gave my thoughts on that yesterday. How would you feel if the Saints used a first-round selection on Brock Bowers?
I'd be okay with it because it wouldn't be an offensive or defensive lineman like they've done the previous 9 drafts in the first round. I'd like it. I think that offense is going to need more weapons at some point in time because Michael Thomas is gone. Alvin Kamara is getting a little bit older. We don't know if they're going to try to trade him or do something with him this offseason. You gotta have some more playmakers. Whether if it's Brock Bowers or even Brian Thomas, if he's still sitting there at number 14, and I'm okay with it. I like playmakers. This league is all about scoring, and it's all about what your offense can do, and you've got to have as many playmakers. And at times last season, you saw they sputtered on offense, and it's because they were either beat up a little bit or they just didn't have what it took with the playmakers.
Do you think Rashid Shaheed is a legitimate number 2 wide receiver in the NFL?
Absolutely. On this team, 100%. He does a good job of stretching the field. And now he's starting to work on the intermediate routes. And throughout the season, I thought he got better there as well, not just being, the deep guy who goes down the field. I thought he did well in the middle of the field. So, yeah, I like Rashid Shaheed. I mean, there's a reason he's an all-pro. And because of his returning skills, but he's also improved his receiving skills.
Do you think A.T. Perry can be a legitimate number 3?
He could be a 4 to me. To me, 3-4, and it's a numberless game after your top 2. And if you could be 3-4, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I mean, I thought he showed some flashes, but still has a ways to go, and didn't get that much playing time until like towards the late half of the season. But he showed flashes. I mean, he was successful at Wake Forest. Had those records at Wake Forest. I think you have some potential with him, like in the red zone areas. And I like his size. And when you have a guy that size who's in the red zone, he can do some wonders for you.
Where's your concern with the offensive line?
I want to see what the new offensive line coach can do. I just think that's going to be the number one, hire when it comes to Kubiak. I got to see what he does with that offensive line because, that's where I think there was some miscommunication with Derek and the offensive line. And the moving pieces, and can this offensive line coach salvage Trevor Penning? That will be the number one question, Hunt. Can he salvage that number 1 pick from 2022 and avoid it being a bust? So I'd give it a B minus right now.
Kendre Miller, do you know anything about him? Do you feel like he can be a number 1 running back? Do you think the Saints still need help at running back? I mean, where are you with Miller after an injury-plagued first year?
Yeah, that's the key. I mean, he's got to stay healthy. I like what he did against the Falcons. I like what he did against the Bears, and then but he went missing in between those games. That's just not enough tape on him. The best ability is availability, and he just wasn't available that much. And he's just like A.T. Perry. He showed flashes, but yeah, do I think he could be a number 1 back eventually? I do. I think that's probably why they drafted Kendre Miller to eventually succeed Alvin Kamara, and that's really going to be some big shoes to fill. I think if they stay pat, yeah, I mean they're good with the 3 running backs that they have. But if they move from Alvin, they're going to have to get another running back.
What do you think the odds are? What do you think the odds are that happens?
The problem is with Alvin, I think he's 29. There's not really what value you're going to get in return for him. I mean, can you get the 3rd round pick that you used to draft him in return? That would be great. But do you really want to get rid of him? Or do they just see him not part of the franchise anymore and say, yeah, whatever. We get a 4th or 5th round pick. We're good with it. We're just going to move on. And, we'll draft someone or sign another person. That's going to be the toughest decision because whenever he really does play almost every game. I mean, minus I think the 2021 season he struggled with that knee injury. He's out there playing, so it's gonna be tough, man. That's gonna be one of the toughest decisions to make on that offensive side of the ball.
Do you think Kamara wants to be in New Orleans, or do you think he wants to do a change of scenery? I'm a little unsure of what the team chemistry and vibe is, especially around the offense.
I do think he wants to be here. I just think he just doesn't want to be frustrated. I think the ups and downs of last year and the offense, the arguing you see with Carr and the late game drama against the Falcons. I just don't think he wants to be a part of that type of scenario. I mean, who does? I mean, when you go from a team that had success from his rookie year through 2020 to missing the playoffs 3 straight years, I mean, yeah, naturally everyone's going to be frustrated, including Alvin Kamara, who works really hard. And a lot of the guys work really hard. It's not just him. But I think he still genuinely wants to be here. I do truly think he wants to be here.
Hey, it's on. Thanks for watching Hunt on Saints. Before you leave, help us out a little bit. Hit that like button, leave your comments in the section below, and hit that subscribe button so you get all our content right here from Hunt on Saints. We'll see you next time.